a lovely card by my grandmother. This is to the church family. To my wonderful church family, I thank you for the thoughtful flowers, cards, food, and prayers. Love you all, Anita Weathers. This is going to be like it is a sermon, but it's more of a, I guess, reflection over my high school career and I guess full schooling as a whole. It's going to take a lot for me to be able to say what I'm about to say as a whole, but we're going to do it together because y'all have been with me my whole entire life, and I love each one of y'all for that. I want to start with I've had a very blessed life. My family, friends, people that are there, always been there for me. Never, every time I fall, I can always be there, someone to pick me up. And even if there wasn't, I know the Lord would do it for me. But I've never had to really worry about anything. I haven't had any problems, anything that I've ever had to face with alone or by myself. And it really, as I got to high school, kids, they don't really see what goes on, and they don't really pay attention to other kids' lives and what's wrong with them and what's going on until you get into the bigger picture. When ninth grade hit, you're at the freshman academy, it's a school by yourself, but even at that point, I was more worried about what was going on instead of looking at other people and seeing what was going on in their lives to be able to impact them and try to help them, or not just go in there full-fledged, but, be able to help them one-on-one, because there's a lot of kids that go to school each and every day, and they might talk to two people, and they don't know what they're going through, but if they did, it could be an example or somebody to help them. When I got to 10th grade, I started going and I started paying more attention to people, and I started, seeing the different things, and I started hanging out with different groups and talking to other people. The people that would sit alone at the lunch table, I'd go over there and I'd talk to them, or I would share with them, or just brighten their day, because they're over there eating their lunch by themselves, about to be in tears. A grown kid, a grown boy is over there about to be in tears, eating lunch by himself. That's something to say. And, I can only imagine if I was in that position and I wasn't with a group of my buddies eating at a lunch table, and I had to be that kid over there eating by myself. Sophomore year went pretty good up until COVID hit. COVID hit my sophomore year, and it messed a lot of things up. Everything shut down. We had went on spring break, and we were all ready to go back. And then we get the news we ain't going back. So everybody was tickled to death, but then we understood how serious COVID actually really was. And it started doing a lot of bad stuff, and, it shut down a lot of people's lives. It shut down a lot of people love and enjoyed to do. Couldn't go out to eat with your family, couldn't do other things because, it was jeopardizing one of your older loved ones getting sick, or something along those lines. So my sophomore year was at the end of it was chilled down a little bit, didn't do too much, was mostly at the house, eating. Family was cooking meals. It was good. We got a lot of family time during that time as well with our house family, but we had to go to church outside, which was good. We still we were one of the only people that I really heard about that was keeping up and still trying to do it. Everybody else was going online and doing the online services and things like that, which is great as well. Junior year hits. I think, if I remember correctly, my junior year, we might have had to wait at least 3 days before we went back on our original date. I think they pushed it back maybe a week. I think that's what happened, but I'm not quite for sure. But junior year goes into it, and we all get back, and we're like, "Dadgum, we've been gone for a long time." It's kind of weird, you're seeing all your friends back again, and because we hung out, but it was more small friend groups. Even my closest buddies, or my parents was like, "You sure you want to come over here? You sure?" Because they were nervous about COVID or whatnot. So we're all getting back, we're all having fun, and we're all talking and getting to see all my teachers again and going back into school. And I had a couple things happen to me my sophomore year. I'm not going to really get into that because it's nothing too much. But my sophomore year that happened, and then I went to my junior year. Well, junior year, I got pretty down. I'd hit my bottom my junior year. It was about the middle part of my junior year, and I think the reason why I was most down is because I didn't really know my reason why I was down. And I was trying to do things on my own instead of running to the Father. I was trying to fight my own battles, and I wasn't calling upon the Lord to help me do what I needed to do. I had actually had to go. I went to the doctor. I got on medicine, thinking that would help me. And if anything, that just altered my mind and made me not think like I normally did. So within, I think, a month and a half, I got off that. I didn't like the way that made me feel. And I started to realize that I had people to help me. I've known that my whole life, but my route that I took was unlike what I should have done, and I understand that now. But those things that are put in your life is what makes you the person that you are, and then it grows you and makes you stronger. So, was my junior year bad for me? No, it really wasn't. It was rough. I've never struggled with school. I came home, I never cracked a book. I'd never read, never did any homework, never did anything like that, and I graduated with honors. That's besides the point. The workload was not what had me down. It wasn't none of that. It was just, I don't know if it was the whole, I'm about to grow up. I'm about to get into the real world. Things are about to get real. I'm going away from my family. Because at that point in time, too, I was also going in and out. Am I going to go to ASUBB, live at the house for 2 years? Am I even going to go to college? Am I going to go live in an attic for the rest of my life? Am I going to go to tech, which I'm going to do now? I'm going to tech for 4 years. I will start in the fall, and I'm going to major in ag business with emphasis to horticulture. So that's a big move for me, a big jump. I had a lot of friends a lot of very influential friends and family that had told me, I think it would be good for you to be able to branch out and fly away from home for a little bit, to get some stuff and get your basics and learn how to fold your own laundry and make your own bed. I mean, come on now. I mean, it's something that you're going to have to do for the rest of your life. Am I nervous? Yes, I am very nervous. If I said no, I'd be lying. I'm going to miss Mom and Dad, walking behind me cleaning this stuff up, because I'm not the cleanest person. But besides all that, we're going to get into the scripture part. The first scripture is Jeremiah 17:7. It says, "Blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord, whose trust in the Lord." Trusting in the Lord is I tell somebody to trust in the Lord, they would say that might be a simple thing to do, but Christianity is not simple. It is, but it's not, if that makes any sense. God makes it simple for us, but we always screw it up. So obviously it ain't too dang simple. A lot of people wouldn't really, I feel like a lot of people, including myself sometimes, don't know what full trust really is. There's always maybe something in the back of your head like, man, is that really right? Is that really? But that voice in the back of your head is something that we can't be listening to. The voice in the back of your head is what got me down in my junior year. The voice in the back of your head is that thing that you're going through your life. You're doing something, everything's going great, and then you slam into a brick wall. Like, man, why did that happen to me? That's the voice saying, man, that they're trying to direct you from God's path, and that other voice is telling you that the trust might not be there is what's slamming you and what's making you stop. My next verse is Psalms 56:3. "When I am afraid, I put my trust in you." During that time of my junior year, I will say I was a little afraid. My mind, my headspace was turning into somebody that I have never been. I wasn't doing drugs or nothing like that. I never was involved in that. But my headspace is as a whole, not trying to do things on my own and not realizing that I have God right here, and here, everywhere around me, surrounded with me, and not being able, I knew wholeheartedly the whole time that all I had to do was call on him. But I still think to this day, why did I not? What was causing me not to call on him during that whole time? Because it started around, I'd say February, and ended probably around April to early May is when that period was. And at that whole time, I would get better for 3 or 4 days, then I'd go right back down again, and I'd dig myself another hole. My next verse is Proverbs 3:5-6. My girlfriend Audrey, she actually, when I was doing my notes, she actually gave this verse to me because the whole sermon title is Trust and Obey. But trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. That verse, out of any one of them, it hits the nail on the head. Don't lean on your own understanding. I find a lot that we do try to lean on our own understanding. That's just Christians. That's us. That's everybody. We try to lean on our own understanding, and we don't lean on God a lot of times. We think we can do things alone. We think that, man, that's easy. I'll be all right. But you try to take one step, and the devil's flying out here like a sneak attack. He's coming to hit you because he's going to take you. Because when you take that armor off of God, when you take that security off, that branch that God's got around you, and as soon as you step out, he's already coming. It's just like stepping out of the church. As soon as you step out of the church, he's there. He's hitting you. He's trying to get in here right now. But we ain't going to let him in because the Lord's in here today. My next verse is Psalms 33:20. Our soul waits for the Lord. He is our help and our shield. Our shield, every Christian, everybody, we all need a shield. We all need a full suit of armor, sword, bows, anything we can get to fight off the devil and what he's trying to do to us. Because I was in Sunday school the last week, and I'm pretty sure I talked about it the week before. Remember them little cartoons of Tom and Jerry? You got the little devil on your shoulder, and then you got the little angel over here. They're speaking at you, and the devil's trying to get you to go over here and do something that's not right. And the angel's like, "Oh no, don't do that." The devil's like trying to beat him up, saying, "Quit." And they're getting in a little argument. That's how it is. That's how it is. And it's not. It's obviously it's not a cartoon, but in real life, if you really think about it. That's a real life scenario. The devil's always there too, but the devil gives you a real beautiful picture, and it's like, man, this might help you, and he's trying to really get you to go to it. It's just like Adam and Eve in the garden. And this is a good tree. This is a good tree to eat from. I think you should do this. It really makes you want to go do that. And this path, and this guy over here. He's wanting you to take his route, but this route might be just a tad bit easier. You kind of try to stray towards this way, and you got to trust in the Lord and take the path that might be just a tad bit harder. My fifth verse is Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to do harm to you, plans to give you hope and a future. We don't know what our future's going to hold. I could walk off the stage and go out of this room and never see some of y'all again. It's sad to say, but, our time's short on this earth. We ain't got very long. So it's our jobs during that time to be able to work and do the good works of the Lord. And I'm preaching to myself as well when I'm doing this. I'm preaching to myself because I fall short every day. I fall short every day. But during that time, like I said, that future, we don't know what it holds. We don't know we don't know, but God does. God knows our future. But this time on earth is nothing compared to what's going to be in heaven one of these days. This time on earth is a grain of salt to what we'll have in eternal life with God. My last verse I have here is Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous? Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. I have to pull my phone out here for a second, but I'm going to get it just pulled up to something that I'm going to share here in just a second. Have I not commanded you? That's pretty tough. You're sitting there and you're listening to that. Have I not commanded you? Have you heard you heard your mom and your dad when growing up? Have I not taught you no better than that? Have I not showed you that that's not the right way to do? Have I not showed you this, not showed you that? And that's rough. Think about it from God. Have I not commanded you? I mean, also too, I remember I was sitting in there last week, and I was talking, and we were all talking together, and I said, you know what? I get through my whole day, and I lay down at night, and I go to say my prayers and what I need to be doing, and I just think about all the ways that I messed up, all the things that I fell short from, or the things that I didn't do right that I could have done better, or something that I could have helped this way, but I chose to just not worry about it at that point in time and do this. There's always going to be those things in your life that you can do, and you don't, and you're going to get down on yourself for not doing those, because there's so many opportunities. The Lord opens so many doors every day, and if you really, really look and try to see those doors that are opening, they're going to be a lot more open than you ever thought there would be. Because when I opened my eyes after my whole time being down and being in that spot, I couldn't even realize why I was down. I think today, what was the root cause of all that? And I know what it was. It was not putting my full trust in the Lord and having Him with walking on me and walking with me. And that's hard for me to say. It really is, because a lot of people that are really influential in my life didn't even know that even happened to me. Because I was trying to put the smile on my face and walk like nothing was even happening, and try to keep going with everything that I was doing. But I didn't have God with me while I was doing it. I didn't have the full armor of God on, and I was getting hit by darts. I was getting shot by arrows. I was getting slain by the devil was eating my lunch. He was all over me, and I for some reason I wasn't reaching out to God as much as I needed to be. I wasn't in my Bible. I wasn't praying every night like I normally do. At that point in time, I was a broken, chewed up piece of bubble gum on the side of the road. That's what I was exactly. I have something on my phone here, and I have to get the exact date. I think it'll tell me. I'm sure it will. It was April 4th. Actually, it was April the 25th of 2021, which would be my junior year. This was the 18th. Jesus took me to the window, and so I went. He said to me, I have made all this for you. And if you trust in me, I will lead you in the right way of the Lord. After that day in April, my mind totally changed. I was laying I remember the exact day. My parents went to the store. I was home alone. I was laying in my bed. I felt awful. My whole head felt like I was about to explode, and something told me to get up. So I got up. It was a beautiful day outside. I'm talking an awesome day. It was sunny. Everything was green, brightened up, and something told me to get up out of my bed. I walked up out of bed, and someone told me to go to that window, and I heard the voice of the Lord. And that was an awesome moment for me. And I tell some of my friends that story, and it kind of throws them for a whirl, because I've always been that one happy-go-lucky guy that never meets a stranger, always can talk to anybody. Any conversation that you throw at me, I can do it. I can make it work. I can make something happen. And during those times, I really got down. So when I was telling my friends, and just my real close friends, they didn't really understand what was going on, because you're like, man, out of all people, I don't understand this. And as much as they didn't understand, I didn't either. But I understand now why it happened, and it was because I didn't have that full armor of God on. And my message to y'all today pretty much is to trust and obey in the Lord, and make sure you have that full armor on, because it don't matter what age you are. 0 to 100. Everyone, as soon as you're born in this world, you're born into sin. And so it's our jobs to be able to put that full armor of God on. It's our jobs to be able to help the people that doesn't have that light, to help them to put the full armor of God on. We might, if they don't know how to put it on, we got to put on their helmets. We got to put on everything for them, because there's a lot of people in that world that don't have the home life that they needed at a young age, and the mental development they're doing it's so young, and it starts so young. It starts at the boy that was in here earlier, Buck Matthew. It starts at him. It starts even below him. He's got good people in his life. It takes a full powerhouse. It takes a full church to run one person. It takes everything, and I cannot appreciate all y'all enough for making me into the person that I am today, and molding me and shaping me. And I love each and every one of y'all that's in the church, and I appreciate y'all. I wanted to appreciate everybody that came last night. It was an awesome deal. And I love each and every one of y'all. And I appreciate y'all for coming to listen to me today. And if y'all would, please bow your heads, and we're going to pray. Dear Lord, I thank you for this day, Lord. I just ask thee just to please just guide us and strengthen us to do things to your will. Dear Lord, I thank you for being able to give me the words, Lord, today that I could share, Lord. And I thank you for pulling me through those tough times, Lord, when I actually found myself and was able to look to you to give me that full armor of God, Lord. And I just ask thee to give everybody here the full armor of God, so they will not fall in the same temptations and the things that of the world. Dear Lord, I ask thee for everybody here to be a light to somebody this week, Lord, or multiple people, Lord, because there's so many people that you give us to be a light to. And dear Lord, I just ask thee just to please help each and every one of us here get home safely and have a good rest of our Sunday. Amen.